The Seattle Seahawks have gotten it done over the last couple of drafts. And yes, I know that the sudden drafting of running backs has probably thrown a little bit of people off, or most people off, but I don't necessarily mind it. I feel like this team has really found its identity as a running the football type of a team, hopefully playing better defense this year, and Geno Smith taking care of the rest. I absolutely love it. But today, we're going to ask ourselves, with those recent drafting of running backs and also guys like Devin Witherspoon, Jackson Smith-Njigba at the wide receiver position, we got to look at what we can expect from this wide receiver, from this 2023 NFL draft class for the Seahawks. So we're going to jump right into it, and we're just going to talk about the expectations. What can we expect? So starting off with Devin Witherspoon, I think he's an immediate starter. I think everybody kind of clearly knows that, but I think 50 tackles as well as a couple of interceptions and 10 passes defensed, I think is a really good starting point. I believe he's going to end the year with an 80.0 PFF coverage grade. He had over a 90.0 last year in college. Really just seems to be that shutdown guy that you really want. Him and Tariq Woolen are going to do some really good things for the Seahawks. As far as Jackson Smith-Njigba, JSN, I'm pretty excited about. So I predict him as, kind of what you can expect is having a guy that comes in and gets about 40 catches for 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. A little bit of an asterisk, though. You got to realize, yes, you have guys like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. So you got to take his expectations with a grain of salt because, yes, he's going to be a really good player for you. But overall, you do kind of wonder how much of his impact is going to be felt early on because, yes, you got those two studs at wide receiver. Also, Dwayne Eskridge is going to be a guy that I really keep an eye on because he's going to be a lot of fun. But overall, JSN is going to get his targets. I don't think he's going to get as many as he will moving forward in the later parts of his career. But I think this is a really good starting point for JSN in his rookie year. As far as edge defender Derek Hall, I think he's a guy that's going to come in right away and really impress a lot of people. Was very productive there at Auburn, was all over the place, can play. I believe he can play inside and outside, maybe even play a little bit of outside linebacker for you. But overall, kind of being that guy that's going to get anywhere from 30 to 50 tackles, 7 tackles for loss. I think he's going to put up, 4 to a handful of sacks this year. And I think overall, he's going to be a really big piece to this defense. So I'm really excited about what he's going to bring for the Seahawks. And then after that, yes, you've got running back Zach Carbonet. I know that's not even close to how you pronounce it. I think he's going to be a guy that comes in, not necessarily a starter because you also do have Kenneth Walker, who came in and absolutely lit up the league last year. But I think he's going to have anywhere from 100 to 200 carries. I could see anywhere from 480 to 900 yards rushing, 3 to 8 touchdowns. But I do believe again he's going to be a guy that necessarily doesn't get the time of day, mainly because Kenneth Walker is such a stud. But hey, I really feel like overall this running game for the Seahawks is going to take off. It's going to continually get better, and I'm excited about it. Guard Anthony Bradford. I think he's going to be a starter by week 11. Absolutely. I love me some Anthony Bradford. Played 400 snaps last year overall, or is going to play 400 snaps, I believe is my prediction for the Seahawks. I feel like on the interior, your tackles are set. On the interior, it's a little bit more up in the air. So I think you've really got to be able to play with the inside, see who can play, see who can hold at the point of attack, road grade a little bit for you, and see where you can go from there. And at the end of the day, if he's a backup, that's fine with me. But overall, I like Anthony Bradford. I think he's going to do some big-time stuff for the Seahawks offensive line down the line, pun intended, by the way. So Cameron Young, defensive tackle. I felt like Cameron Young, the defensive tackle room was kind of a little bit of a concern for me. I was kind of shocked to see that the Seahawks didn't take a flyer on Jalen Carter, but overall, really feel like he's going to be a guy that gets in the rotation, a total of 20 tackles and a sack in his rookie year. I don't necessarily think that he's going to be a guy that starts and if he does start, it's maybe going to be 1 or 2 games, but I think he might be able to make a case for him in year 2 after getting, his feet wet a little bit in his rookie season, going from there and seeing what he can do to help out this D tackle room for the Seahawks. Mike Morris, the DN coming up out of Michigan, really excited about him. Don't think he's really going to get the time of day this year because they drafted Derek Hall, also brought in Draymond Jones from the Broncos, but I predict anywhere from 10 to 15 tackles as well as a half a sack, half a star. I got to stab somebody, get my rep up. Yes, that's from The Longest Yard. It's one of the greatest movies for football of all time. Anyway, Mike Morris, back to it. Again, I think he's not going to necessarily get the time of day, but I think when he does, he's going to show that premier edge rushing talent that he showed at Michigan. Oluwatimi, excuse me. I've never pronounced his name right in any of this, but I think he's going to be a full season starter. 7 700 to 1,000 snaps. I really think he's going to come into training camp and the preseason and really show that he's that dude at center, or at least he should be getting an opportunity there. Yes, he's a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker right now. I think that's kind of what you signed up for with the Seahawks, though. I think you felt like you kind of knew that. But Oluwatimi is going to be a lot of fun. You got to give him his opportunities because I think this guy could be the next Creed Humphrey. I absolutely believe that, no question in my mind. Got a lot of talent. He's going to be a lot of fun. That's why we named him our steal of the draft. Safety, Jarek Reed II, mainly going to be relegated to special teams duty, but there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's going to be a guy that comes in. I think he's got a chance to lead the special teams units and tackles. That's how high I think of him in his rookie year. After that, we'll see kind of how the safety and secondary positions kind of unroll for the Seahawks. But Jarek Reed is going to be a lot of fun. He's going to be a leader on special teams. You got to love it. And then finally, running back Kenny McIntosh. I feel like he's a guy that, obviously he's a bigger back. He's going to be a guy that's more of a bruiser. I don't see him getting a ton of action, but the action that he does get, I see the majority of it being like in the goal line type situation. So I could see anywhere from 3 to like 4 or 5 touchdowns, mainly, again, short yardage type touchdowns. So, but again, you've got all these other running backs and get the job done. We'll see how Kenny McIntosh fits and all of that. But that is it. That is our expectations for the Seahawks 2023 NFL draft class. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys leave us that like and that comment. That's what helps people find the show. We gotta have you guys help us continue to help them find us. So, but we really appreciate all you guys. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about what we can expect from the Seattle Seahawks 2023 NFL draft class.